Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. I'm Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And welcome to my channel. Um, it's my witchy review, and we're going to get into some things, some book reviews and stuff like that. I'm happy to be here. Happy September 13th, also Friday the 13th. I'm very excited. This is a witchy time, a very witchy time. I'm like super excited right now. Um, I thought, we would do an all black thing. I don't know, to get into the spooky. Mm. Anywho, but welcome, welcome. I'm Mika here at Leap Taken. I talk all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And I have some books to talk about today. I have a couple different things that I want to talk about today, but we're going to be sipping in the meantime. Hope everyone's having a really spooky, fun Saturday or Friday. Hope you have a really spooky good time right now. I hope it's good for you. Hi, Insky. Good afternoon. I was going to say morning. It feels like morning for me. I haven't been up for very long, but good afternoon. So, couple different things. I want to talk about the box. I was going to say no. I don't want to get to the books first. I want to talk about the box. So this is if IGC, which stands for Ink Goddess Creations. This is the September box, and I wanted to highlight this because this is the little like it came in packaging, and I opened it up, and everything was in this box. So I know I want to paint this because I can't contain myself. This box smells so good. Like the wood just smells good. I'm a sucker for like things like that. A good smell good. But look how it opens. Isn't that cool? So now you have a box. And if you see my nail, you didn't. You didn't see it. I'm going to be repairing my nails. I love the black. We're about to go into red because it feels time. It's time to replace these. Like these actually are, if you didn't know, I do a lot of press-ons because I don't like getting my nails done. I don't like the feeling, but they have stayed on so long they grew. I've only lost one this whole time, but it's time for them to come off, and I'm going to replace them. I have some really fabulous new kind of vampire-esque red nails. I like anything spooky right now. Anyway, let's get into this Ink Goddess Creations box. So for September, so the box itself is something. The box itself, it says here, the Witchy Things wooden box. Decorate as you wish and use this box as an altar box, a manifestation box, or to house your witchy wares. And then there's the Happy Place Cauldron Simmer. The packaging, isn't this awesome? This is the packaging. So there's herbs. So this is the Happy Place Cauldron Simmer, which speaks to me. A blend of uplifting herbs and scents to create peace and happiness in your sacred space. Add herb blend to water in mini crock pot, put on the stove or wax warmer and simmer on low to infuse the scent through your home. So I waited. So I haven't smelled anything yet. Oh, that smells good. It's definitely like a fall scent. That's the best way I can explain. I smell a little bit of mint or something like that. It's herby, but it's like a savory scent there as well. My nose doesn't know what it is yet. She's not. Is she telling you what's in here? Oh, duh. Cinnamon. That's what I smell. Catnip. That's what I smell. Lemon balm. Lemon peel. Clove, bergamot, essential oil, and lemon essential oil. I like this. I said savory. That's where the cinnamon's coming in. Okay, the next thing is the ritual salt blend. So let me pull that out. So we have this. So I gotta guess do I just open it? Does it open? Why am I having so many difficulties? Here we go. So this is the protection ritual salt. Black salt, serpentine gemstone, sand, rosemary, and black mustard seed. So this is the protection salt. If you want to see what it looks like, let me hold that better. If you can see what that looks like, this is the protection salt. Okay, so ritual salt blend. This new ritual item was Ink Goddess Creation from Ink Goddess Creations. Can be used as an offering on your altar, sprinkled around your altar, or put into a spell jar or bag. Each blend contains salt, a gemstone, sand, and herbs to support this blend's intention. Which blend choose you? Wait, that's what the question. Which blend choose you? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe because I'm still getting up. Anyway, next one, Witchy mini sticker sheet. So let me get to that. Okay, this is cute, and I will be using these. Okay, this is the sticker sheet. Okay, use stickers to decorate your box, place in your book of shadows, or use on your date planner to add some witchy fun to your practice. That's not a problem. I can do that. Molly's favorite tea light candle. That's this. We asked Molly to make 4 of her favorite tea light blends. Which one chose you? Okay, I guess that's a thing. Teal. So I have teal. I guess so you, depending on the box, you might have something different, which is Sea Witch set. Purple is Weird, WYRD. Gray is Avalon, and white is Crystal Witch. I'm cool with Sea Witch. In another life, I wanted to be a sea witch so bad. I I I wanted to be a sea witch so bad. I just thought that was my calling. I was called to the ocean, but not necessarily to be a sea witch. But that's another conversation. Um, a witchy note things mini notebook. Ooh, so that's this. So let's open this up. I'm excited. All right. So it's just a simple notebook, line notebook page. But it's cute, right? It's cute. Okay. Um, tarot pen. Ooh, that's this. All right. Like I said, I saved this. So this is a true unboxing because I did not look at this stuff either. I'm just as excited. All right. I'm trying to get this open. Oh, no, that's not this. This is the tarot pen. Duh. I'm like, no, they didn't pen, not ink pen. Silly goose. This is the tarot pen, but I can't wait to open this other thing. This is it. So this is like a moon, not quite full, and it's like the water. So it's like a tarot card, the moon card. Um, this is cool. I love that I'm getting all these pins. I have not used any yet, and I like an outfit that I have on today. This would be cute. Like I don't know, somewhere, and I don't know. It would be cute. Happy Friday the 13th, Michelle. Right? It's my time. It's our time. If you even just a little bit spooky. Why am I having such a hard time getting this packaging off? You know what? I'm the type of person. You ever see people carefully rip paper off of like a gift they get, like Christmas and stuff like that? At one point in my life, I tried to be that type of mom where I would like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm just gonna gently do it. But the true Aries takes over, and I will rip everything apart trying to get to it because the patience runs out. Anyway, so that was the pen, but this is a pencil, by the way, that we're getting. So this is with a black eraser, so just a black pencil. Let me see, is this listed? Yeah, fortune pencil. Ask a yes or no question. Rub this pencil and rub this pencil to reveal your fortune. What? Ask a yes or no question and rub this pencil to reveal your. I'll have to rub the pencil. Girl, what? Do you mean rub the pencil on the paper? Rub the pen. Girl, I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to come back and look at that. All right. A gemstone ring. This elastic ring can be worn to incorporate that gemstone's energy into your day. Which stone chose you? Which stone did choose me? Let's see. She's not giving me a selection this time. Okay, so this is the stone that chose me. Maybe roll the pencil between your hand, then drop and roll. Oh, is that what she means? That's what I was like. What do you mean roll? I'm like do like that and then drop. I thought something was gonna happen on the pencil and drop it. Yes or no? I don't. Right? I'm reading exactly what it says, but this is the ring. It's cute, right? I like this. I'll be wearing this. This is very Mika. I like this. Um, cone incense, energy into your day. Let me know. I'm sorry. So the elastic ring can be worn to incorporate that gemstone's energy into your day. As I said, cone incense, perfect for cleansing energy and setting the witchy tone in your sacred space. So that's this anti-stress cones. Do they know something? Which scent chose you? The anti-stress one. What y'all trying to say? Y'all know something about me. It smells nice. I was wondering if it tells you what's the blend, but I guess it's not going to tell me that. Mm, it's not bad. I'll burn this. I guess there's like a bergamot or something in there. I can't quite put my nose on. I can't set my finger on the nose. Set. Silly me. I don't know. I'm in a silly mood today. It's the 13th. Gemstones chip jar. Oh, that's this. So gemstone chips are perfect for spell bags, spell jars, witchy crafts, witch gemstones, aventurine. Oh my God. Okay. Here's where I'm always going to believe. It's not a coincidence. It's magic. I legit was going to go and purchase one of my stores I can go to and get some green aventurine. I actually needed this. So I have some really small chips, but like up on my shelf back there. There, yeah. Um, but these are bigger and I needed something like this just a little bit bigger. So wow, they did choose me. Okay. I like the box. I don't understand the pencil, but I'll use it. I'm getting into doing some bullet journaling, so this makes sense for me right now. I actually was thinking, I have a bunch of stuff. I got a lot of different craft supplies, and I know if I look hard enough, I can figure out where my pencils are that are not like colored pencils. You would think, is it that hard? Yes, because I have so much stuff. But I needed a pencil, a regular pencil. So this is perfect, actually. I'm glad they sent that. I don't understand about the rubbing or and all that, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna have fun painting this box and using this box. So if you were interested, I like it. It's the Ink Goddess Creations box, September box. Let's talk about these books. So I'm gonna leave Motherland last. Because that's gonna get probably a little more in depth. But we're gonna talk about this one. It's Elementary by Elise Bryant. Now, I wasn't sure if it was witchy or not, or if it was like spooky. It's a mystery. So murder was not on the PTA agenda. So it's a novel by Elise Bryant. I picked this up at Barnes and Noble. It's not like I was just there. The cover got me. It was a cool cover. I love the designs. I like everything I saw here, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm intrigued." And it's not real. It's not often that I see um, books with black or brown faces, and it's like murder mysteries. That's not like a normal thing, unfortunately. I don't, one day maybe I can change the game. Anyway, but it's I don't see enough of it. I know they exist. I just don't see them. Right. Anywho, so this book, Elise Bryant wrote this, but let me just read the book jacket and I'll get into it. I have mixed feelings. I'm going to just tell you now. Mavis Miller is not a PTA mom. She has enough on her plate with her feisty 7-year-old daughter, Pearl, an exhausting job at a nonprofit, and the complexities of a multi generational household. So no one is more surprised than Mavis when she caves to Trisha Holbrook, the long reigning, slightly terrifying PTA president, and finds herself in charge of the school's brand new DEI committee. Okay, so I want to just talk about that. I felt like the character, and maybe it's a generational thing. And I kept trying to put myself back when I was like about 28, 29, 30, 31. Like basically anywhere between 28 and 32. I was trying to put like my mind into who I was then because I had two kids. I was dealing with elementary school, speed TA, all that stuff, right? And I'm trying to put myself in this mindset of because I would have had a kid. Yeah, I would have had like at 32, a 7-year-old. Is that right? Am I doing my math right? If he's born in, when I was 25, I don't know. It sounds right in my head. Anyway, so I would have had a 7-year-old. One of my kids was 7, the other one was a little older. Anyway, the point is, I'm like, first of all, this little girl, I'm all for little girls having sass and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm not one. I wasn't the type of mom that like try to take the light out of you because you got a little sassy. I encourage sass. I encourage the kids to talk to me. And actually, people I know for a fact people had a problem with the fact that my kids were so outspoken, and I allowed it. But anyway, so I just felt like there were times though, and I was telling my daughter this. I was like, it's down in the last few chapters of the book, and I remember walking out into the room she was in, and I was like, I only allowed so many questions. Like in a high stress, like it's like at the pivotal moment at the end of the book, I won't give it away. At the end of the book, like the stakes are high, it's a murder mystery. So you can kind of, figure out we're at the point where it's like, okay, we know who did it. Right. And the Mavis is in the thick of it, and her little 7-year-old girl happens to be with her. And the little girl just keeps asking questions. I'm all for protecting the kids and not, scaring them and all that. But that little girl would have got told to shut up. Look, I can do damage control later that mommy raised her voice and told you to shut up. But what we can't do is I can't keep my sanity. And I think we're all, I don't know what's gonna happen to us. And you keep asking me about a daggone snack. Like that right there. And I'm like, see, that's not real to me. Because that little girl, I would have told her, please stop talking. I wouldn't have said shut up, but I would have said, could you just stop talking to mommy for a minute? And I have said that to my kids. Stop talking to mommy for a little bit. Can you just give mommy a break? And if they kept talking, I'd be like, don't talk. I ain't never had them. Don't worry about it. But, a threat. I would do like that. Like that. And I mean, they would look at me like I was crazy. My kids were never scared of me. So I didn't have a thing where they were looking like, oh my gosh, she's going to hit this. They were like, what's wrong with that lady? But that was enough time I needed to let them like shut up and let me think our way out of this craziness that I got ourselves into. And I did, we were in crazy situations at times. Not a murder potentially, but we were in hijinks. I was 20-something-year-old person. I just hadn't had kids. Anyway, but I just felt like her little girl was getting on my nerves in this book. I'm like, just tell her to stop. At 7, I can rationalize with you a little bit. You don't have to like, and I realize this is something that's happening in real life. I really do see people with their kids about 5, 6, 7 today, and they don't tell them, hey, you know what? Let's be quiet right now. And it's like, oh, did you know how hard it is to tell? They don't listen. Mom is trying to figure out who done it. So now you can't have a snack right now. And exactly. Like we are in the trenches right now. Mom has now figured out who did it. And now she's trying to keep herself safe. And this little girl is like, I'm like, it's okay that she asked about it, but shut up. Like, don't keep talking. Like, you would have had to stop. Woo! But like I said, maybe it's a generational thing because I'm seeing this across the board where kids just walk in and start talking. Okay, when I came up, it was the thing of, okay, don't you see so-and-so sitting here? There was a part in the book where somebody did make them. So it was like, don't you see someone say hello? And they were like, oh, hello, and they were like begrudgingly, it was like a teen. But I don't feel like there's enough of that. Um, Not just outside the book. Like those formalities, those are the social constructs that we have set up so that we can make it. And it's okay. I love a free spirit. My kids, again, people have problems with the way that I raised my kids because they were so, again, so outspoken but respectful. And it's not about respecting elders. They were respectful to other people, meaning they could play with other kids and be around other kids because they weren't talking over top of them all the time. They weren't having issues with sharing and things like that because it was just this, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take my turn. And also, they were vigilant because if you tried to interrupt them, they'd be like, oh, hold on, I let you go. Now, you not, and they will call you out. You're not playing nice or you're not fair because I let you took your turn. That was my turn. Like they weren't going to let you just walk all over them. But anyway, that's one. The story itself was good. I did not immediately know. I had my suspicions, but they kept throwing me off on who did it. And what they did. Yeah, it's cute. Elise Bryant didn't turn it into my other books that I read. It wasn't just straight out a murder mystery per se. It was cute. The thing that irritated me was the main character. Again, I think it's just a generational thing. I don't get being so insecure at that point in her life. Like you've been working now for more than 10 years in your field in a nonprofit. You've been working at that company for 7 years. You have a kid, you're divorced. And I just feel like she's just in this perpetual stuck state of like, I don't know, I got to figure everything out. And why is everybody looking at me? Oh my God, I don't like to talk. She says, I don't like to talk on the phone. I just want to text. Girl, if you don't get on the phone and handle your business, that's why your life is boring. That's why you don't have nothing going on. That's why it always feels out of control because you won't handle your business. It was dry. I wanted to yell through the pages of the book. It was infuriating. I happen to know a 28-year-old who, whenever I sense they get like that, again, I think it's a generational thing. I'm like, I push forward, like, no, snap out of it. You get one chance at this life in this body, the way things are right now. This is your chance. Do not sit here and just be freaking scared to make a decision to move. So what? You effed up. Do something else. Try something else. Girl, look, my patience as I get older is because I understand how fleeting it really is. I understand you're not going to always be 28. You're not always going to be your 20s or let alone your 30s. And where you feel like the world is opening up to you and you're free, you don't want to mess up. It's like having a blank notebook and people are talking about, oh, I don't want to mess up anything. So I didn't write in it at all. This is your life. You better scribble on that dang on book. You better live your life while you can. And tell them kids to shut up. Let me stop. No, don't tell them to shut up. But maybe we can start working on boundaries and teaching children boundaries is that, for instance, if it's not a good time, tell them it's not a good time. If they continue going, you let them know. Because kids don't always understand the concept of time. Back in the day, I would describe things like this. I was like, come back to mommy and ask me. I said, do you know how long SpongeBob, because SpongeBob was the thing. I was like, two SpongeBobs, because SpongeBob in a 30-minute segment will have two like episodes. I was like, come back after two episodes of SpongeBob or come back after one episode of SpongeBob. And they were like, got it. My daughter was locked in, like, say less. I got you. And she would come back in about 15, 20, not quite 30 minutes. I guess they didn't account for commercial breaks in their time frame. But anyway, yeah, that's how I used to measure time. So I would suggest you maybe come up with something like that with your kids. It was a good book overall. I just think I am too mature to like to get I think I'm a little too mature for this book. I don't like the wishy-washy. It wasn't endearing. But I'm like this in other books as well. Like, why are you so scared? Like, I'm not asking, I understand you got to add a little something. She's not, used to this world and she's, a novice. She's, she's never tried to solve a mystery or anything like that. Like that's cute, that's endearing. That's what I like about books like that. This one though, she was annoying. Like I wanted to root for this girl during the story, but I'm like I'm pitying her as the story goes. Like her mom died when she was very young. She didn't really know her mom. Her dad raised her. Um, she's divorced because the guy chose like his more artistic career, and it took him away from home. And so she's just wants to be the best mom. So like I'm connecting with some of this stuff. Like, oh yeah, I can understand it. You're always second guessing yourself as a parent. You're just trying to do the right thing. And I felt like, and then she's like making assumptions without talking because, you can't talk to someone. You can't just have a direct conversation, apparently, without it being like something that spooked you so bad. So now you're forced to bring something up. Like, I can't. Girl, get a life. Like, grow up. To me, this perpetual state of acting like you're like 19, 18, 19. You are a grown up. Like this book could have been wrapped up because her and her immature way of doing things. It was irritating. It's not a bad book. I just didn't like the main character. And if I can't, I can love, like, there's a character you might not like. They're a bad guy, but you love to hate them. That is not the situation here. I'm going to switch gears before I say something too negative about that book. Motherland Herbal, The Story of African Holistic Health by Stephanie Rosebird. She wrote a book called Stones, Bones. I forget the rest of the title, but it's been around for years. A lot of people reference it about hoodoo. I had that book years ago, and I love that book. But this is this is a really good book. This is tea. This is okay. Prime example. The best way to explain this book is that one, it's a lot of narration in it, which I happen to like, and two, she's also what is happening? I'm sorry, I'm getting a notification. I can't ignore it. Yeah, somebody. Let me tell you about this new thing. I'm getting harassed through text. I not harassed, but like spam calls where people is like, oh, they'll ask you a question like, is an unknown number that you don't have saved. Clearly, these people don't know you, and they're like, oh, did you want to meet up later, or are you going to the party later, or some stuff like that. They just want you to engage with them, but obviously my information has been sold once again, so I'm getting spammed with that. It's just annoying. Anyway, Stephanie Rosebird talks about, do you know how we look at like um, healing systems like Ayurvedic, Indian, Ayurvedic as a healing system, and we look at like Chinese medicine as a healing system, but no one talks about African healing systems, not legitimately, and not on the same level as those other systems, right? And she seeks to kind of change that with this book. So that's the best way to explain it. And I love what she's doing in here. This is not a book you sit down and you just read it and you're done. I will be going back and forth to this. I've been reading, I'm going to keep reading it, but I have most of it, the gist. I have some things bookmarked here because there's like recipes, descriptions of herbs and stuff like that in between, and then in between that there are stories. So like I said, this is not the kind of thing where, I mean, you could try to sit down and read it, but like it's not quite like that. You keep going back to it type book. um I love everything that's in here. um I do, and she's witchy, as you guys know. I mean, she wrote a book about hoodoo, so duh. So let me jump ahead to um a particular section. I'm trying to get to there. All right. Navigating the web of herbal life. First of all, I just love the parts section. This is part 3. Herbs should be used with caution. This is the safety part. Duh. um, do skin testing, all that sort of stuff. I don't think people recognize that. People underestimate that. For instance, I was at something, a convention or something, and it was this, I love this woman's spirit, and she was talking about the herbs that she used, and it was for stuff that would literally go onto your skin. The skin is an organ, so you have to be careful about what you apply on your skin. Anyway, she was talking about, and it was like, oh, I was so interested, but at the same time, I know that I have had allergic I'm allergic to certain things. I don't like certain combinations. I don't know, but certain things have burnt me out. And I never knew because it was like more than one thing, more than one herbal blend. So I'm a little leery, but I feel like we need to be a little bit more clear, especially for like small businesses. Like, what is in this exactly? I know you don't want to tell me everything because it's your, personal blend, but I need to know if I can take this stuff. Um, Let me get to this section I wanted to. I'm skipping ahead. Warming celebration. Okay, so she's basically going to talk about the wheel of the year. Ooh, this sounds like it'd be up my cousin's alley. She wants to get back to knowing the plants, herbs of Liberia, but no one really knows them by name, so to speak. Ooh, yeah. Stephanie Roseberg is African American. She was raised in southern New Jersey, and she currently lives in Chicago. But she is someone who, this is her life's work, I believe. So she should, I don't know about specifically that region, but she's giving a lot of detail in here. Anyway, Anansi, weaver of the web of life. So this last part has an intricate structure after all. It is inspired by Anansi's handiwork, the elaborate spider web with its elegant design. Within this web that honors Anansi lies a structure built around the seasons of life passages, the four seasons of temperate zones, and the four directions. Before we get into all that, let's familiarize ourselves with Anansi. She goes into that, but I'm going to let y'all get past that. Then she jumps into winter, okay? I like how she talks about it as like a web. So she's going to talk about winter. She's going to talk about Yule in here, Yule and winter equinox. So there's a Yule fire and ice reflection ritual that she's providing. Portal opener. A portal opener brings quiet joy and contentment into your life. I love that so much. Evergreen, symbol of life, death, and renewal. Evergreen aromatherapy, aromatic pine floor wash, celebrating Kwanzaa. I'm just giving you like the titles on here. And then she's breaking that down. Maize and Kwanzaa, celebration of Ngusu Saba or Sabah. Corn silk tea, how to make succotash. I don't like succotash, but I know some people do. I shouldn't say I don't like it. I just don't. It's not my favorite thing. Hoppin' John. So it's like, African American starting point is always welcome, better than what were those greens they gave for XYZ exactly. Hold that. Plant-based collard greens. Now, I think I do a pretty good job. I was actually in the store looking for, I've been craving collard greens. I'm currently on a plant-based diet. So let me see what she puts in it. So she said 2 bunches of collard greens, about 3 cups, medium-sized yellow onion, 3 cloves of garlic, avocado oil, salt, cracked black pepper, sprinkle red pepper flakes, champagne vinegar, rice vinegar, or red wine, like red wine vinegar, and vegetable broth. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. This is pretty much what I do as well. She right. This is what I do also. I don't put and if you want the smokiness, I guess you can add something. There was, I can't remember. They're like these flakes. They're vegan. I got them at Whole Foods. I can't find them again. They're supposed to be like bacon. And they're these like little thin vegan. I can't remember the brand of it. And I've been looking for it. The point is it adds a hint, just a couple of it adds like that smokiness that you're getting from the smoked meats to your greens. But I'm on the hunt for more of that. Then she talks about the rose. Oh, we're in February, Valentine's Day, making way for winter romance. I love stuff like that. I love seasonal type of like rituals and all that. St. Valentine's Day love potion and meditation. How to make chocolate soap. Ooh, how to make a good cup of tea. I know. Okay. Osayan Tea Party. Okay, wait, Osayan Tea Party. Um, this is customary during the wet growing season in Africa. Okay, so here we go with some like, like kind of history, lore, stuff like that. What an excellent time of the year to invoke the deity we revisited in chapter 4. So we talked about that. Osayan. This is a customary. This is customary during the wet growing seasons in Africa. The one who she's the Hossein is the one who tried to hide all the herbal knowledge he possessed inside a gourd hung high in a tree so the other Orishas wouldn't be able to use it. How the gourd fell down to earth, teaching us that herbal knowledge is not to be rarefied, but rather shared by all. You know what, Insky? Isn't that funny? We're talking about that, and this is the immediate section that I start talking about. Oh my gosh, it should be shared. Which I'm about to get on my soapbox about this. This is something that irritates me. The gatekeeping to people of African descent. I know why people are gatekeeping everyone else. We all know why. We all get that. But the gatekeeping to people who are of African descent, like, come on now. It's almost like this attitude of like, oh, sorry, you didn't get the information. And people who are who are African American who do have knowledge, and there's just like this, I don't know, it's like it makes me feel like you don't really have it. Like you're just saying it, especially like people online, like you're just saying all these things or something, because like, why are you being so shady about sharing the information? And listen, when I mean shady about sharing it, I don't mean charging something, because I charge. I think there's an energetic exchange for the knowledge. But I also think within reason, I'm not spending thousands of dollars for information for you to tell me how to make vegan collard greens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I, let's do better. We'll just say that. Let's do better. I don't like when people rarefy things and make it seem like, oh, like you'll never be able to know everything. Nobody knows everything all at once. And even if you gained all that knowledge, as you get older, it's harder to recall it anyway. So that's why you write stuff down. Anyway, moving on off the soapbox. Uh, so she talks about like fragrant woods, spiritual essential oils, floral waters, and absolutes. Oh, I like this. Eucalyptus. Remember, we're in the winter. Elder ritual. Ooh, elder ritual. Elder trees. Yeah, because we're talking about trees. All right, so I'm trying to. Then there's spring. That was winter. There's much more of remembrance, garland. There's like a lot going on here. Let's get to fall, because that's what I want to know, right? That's what you want to know. Let me share that. Summer. Fall's at the end. That's right. Harvesting. Let me get to that. So it's nice illustrations in here, by the way. So this is the section in the back about that. Fall West. I think I kind of talked about this a little bit when did I? I don't know. No, I haven't told y'all about this book yet. What am I saying? No. I bought all my books for the month ahead of time. And I'm like, why do I feel like because I've already looked through this section when I first got the book. I'm thinking I told you guys. I did not. Anyway, there's a blood moon ritual in this section. She talks about Oya, Orisha of the winds, Oya altar, graveyard dirt, a motherland ritual. Ooh, motherland facial. Watermelon with seeds. Okay, I'll get into that. Autumn fruit salad, autumn fruit vegetable spice. So there's like food, all kinds of stuff in here. All we want to know is the name, and if it can be put in a garden or store bought. I got you. You know what? She even because I've read most of like the narration in the beginning. She talks about if you are in a situation where you're not going to be able to plant a garden, because there's this like whole section in the beginning she's talking about planting a garden, and this is the whole spiritual component to that. But anyway, better than any Green Witch book that I've ever read. Like I immediately, like I felt so joy. I love this book. I'm just because I love the way she writes. There's a little bit of, I don't know, flowery language. It's all very spiritual and woo woo, and that's up my alley. But you're getting the point. Anyway, she talks about if you don't have access, how go source your things. Find a place where you can trust the herbal blends and all that sort of stuff. You can trust the herbs that they're making, all that, whether it's, maybe I go here for these things and here for another thing. Maybe I have to order online for that. Like she talks about that, which is, I'm grateful, because sometimes people think everybody can't have a garden, right? Autumn seasons of life, drink adequate fluids, eat foods high in antioxidants, listen to your body, eat lots of fiber. I agree. I agree. Another way of people of African descent have traditionally purged waste from their bodies has been through the use of clay, eating small amounts of dirt. I've not heard of that, but yes, I have. Yes, I have. I do know that. That's not something that's done too much in modern day. We'll do, I think the equivalent of this is doing like taking supplements for like a colon cleanse or getting a colon cleanse or something like that. Reach out for nuts and legumes, okay? As Africans do, reduce refined sugar, exercise, I know. Consensual sex with a loving partner gives a sense of well being, self confidence, and holistic satisfaction. Many people find creative ways to pleasure themselves. That's right, Stephanie. It is important to maintain a healthy sex life in midlife and beyond. I like her. Be mindful of your spiritual health. Um, she goes on, talks about like women's concerns, men's concerns, midlife men and the four directions. There is so much in here, y'all. Bones and joints, people and their animal companions. Ooh. Mind you, there's herbal knowledge mixed into this. Like she's giving you this information, and then she's like giving you recommended things to do, herbal supplements, all that sort of stuff. But this is her. This is Stephanie Roseberry. Isn't she beautiful? This is her. I suggest getting the book. She goes into a lot of detail about a lot of different herbs told through like a story. It's not just like a lot of books where it's just a list, like a herbal book where it's like, oh, it's just a list of all these herbs and their metaphysical properties. You're getting a lot more with this one. You're going to walk away feeling like you sat down next to an auntie who finally gave you all the tea, like all the information, all the knowledge, and she wrote it down in the book. That's what it feels like, it feels like, I wouldn't say a grandmother type thing. I wouldn't feel like that. It feels more like your auntie, somebody like that. And she's got all this knowledge from her mother, her mother's mother, and so forth. And, she's the one who actually documented it and she's telling you about it. That's what this book feels like. She's not gatekeeping, and she's telling you from lived experience, not just things that she gathered from other books. Okay. Sandalwood and the elements. An East Indian perspective. Ooh, like it's just details like that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, go get into this book. I'm telling you, like, this is a good one. I'm not done with everything. The Healer's Heart, Matters of Heart and Blood, Natural Medicines in Focus. And she talks about beets, rose hips, rooibos. Okay. I mess with beets, rooibos, raspberry tea, black cohosh. I haven't put that in my diet yet. Garlic, hyssop. I hate licorice root. I cannot consume that. I hate it. Rosemary, shea butter, red wine, chocolate. um, Man, the blood and heart are full of metaphor. That is, they go way beyond the physical into the metaphysical. The culprit in spiritual heart trouble is a heart that could not pass Mayette's feather test. Similar story. It is too heavy with sin, remorse, and regret. In the case of this unique heart ailment, redemption is through the cleansing blood of Jesus Christ. She's making a point about a story. Calm down. It's not about that. It's a bigger point. When it's in a context of a story and a point or something like that, I can consume the information. This is not about, she'll say prayer, meditation, and all that. Like, she's not saying, if you are someone who works with Jesus Christ, you could read this book and get some information and just be blown away by this additional information. if you don't, you also can work this book and be blown away by the information. So that's another positive thing about her book. I don't feel like she is intentionally trying to do anything other than give you some information through narration, through education, and I love that. She's talking about tamarind. Oh my goodness. The dom and then the dom palm. The dom palm has a characteristic, was it bifurcate trunk, and grows in Upper Egypt. The fruits are about the size of an orange and have little pulp. Like this is the details here. And then yeah, these are things I don't know. Like, well, I know about moringa, but I don't think I've ever understood like where that is a herb or tree, all that. Like this is good for me. This is good for me too, learning all this and understanding all of this. I'm trying to get to another thing. It would have been nice if I bookmarked or put a little thing in here for some of the stuff, but I did not do that because I don't know. I think I was actually like really just into the book and into the information because it's a chock full. There's over, yeah, over 400 pages. So this is like I said, you're not going to be a one and done, like, oh, it was good and I'm done. No, you're going to keep coming back to this one. um Dang, it's just so much to it. Oh, finding the prairie through ritual. I like how just in the middle of something she's explaining, she's giving narration, then she throws in a ritual in between in the book. I love that. The African yam, sweet potato. Y'all, this is a good one. But I'm going to read to you the back so you know better. Stephanie Roseberg grew up surrounded by forests, listening to the stories of her ancestors and learning African healing ways. From an early age, she dedicated herself to herbalism and living a spiritually fulfilled life in harmony with nature. Now, the wisdom she has accrued is gathered in this impressive encyclopedic work of African healing and herbal medicine. Inside, discover how to garden and harvest in unison with the seasons. That is an interesting section when she talks about the harvesting. It's more than just the physical action. Anyway, um, in unison and with the seasons, and how to use herbalism and magic derived from ancestral and spiritual helpers to heal. A treasure trove of knowledge, Motherland Herbal showcases an array of recipes and rituals that nourish every facet of life. Seasonal recipes to support overall well-being, tinctures, yes. And then she breaks down all this sort of stuff, like what's the tincture versus the decoction, all that stuff, in a very like a good way, not in a boring way that you've always heard it. Anyway, tinctures for common ailments such as headaches, flu, heartburn, remedies for improving mental health that lessen symptoms of anxiety, stress, or depression, natural body and home care products for facials to cleaning solutions, herbal baths for relaxation, sexual wellness, and good luck, rituals and altars for universal experiences such as learning how to let go after loss and how to improve creativity and fertility and much more. If you don't know who Stephanie Rosebird is, even though I tried to talk about it, she's an author of several best-selling books on earth spirituality, hoodoo, the anthropology, including Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. That's the book. Um, um, Hoodoo, Mojo, and Conjuring with Herbs. That's the official title. Her work centers on the nexus of earth wisdom and the legacy of Black cultural heritage. She lives in the Chicago area with her soulmate, four bright children and their significant others, a talented African gray parrot, a cute little dog, and a pair of curious fluffy kittens. This is a good one. This is a must-have, I think, to learn to add to just add that knowledge. And here's the thing I want to talk about. When she made, I think it resonated hard, and she talked about that in the very beginning of the book about African herbal medicine, as a healing system in the way that Chinese medicine is. And again, like your Ayurvedic way, it's a way of life, it's how you do things. And I mean, we know why that it's not considered on that same level as those other things because it's we know why. I love that her thing is, well, I'm not going to get like this book is not about preaching. It should be It's more about, okay, now let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you how important it is. Let me tell you what's being missed, because people of their prejudices and just lack of education and the will to learn about this because they have these biases. And she breaks it down, and I love that she does it. I love that it's not about, oh well, this is should like it's she's not doing that. She acknowledges that and says, but it should be, and then she tells you exactly why, and then all the information between the knowledge. And I'm just overcome with a book like that and being able to get that type of information. It's crazy to me that it's 2024 and I've been waiting for something written so beautifully, and so straightforward. Like it's straightforward. You get what you get, but you will sit and it's like an auntie giving you some information. It feels like she's giving you all those details that you had questions about, you wanted to know, and she's giving it to you. But she's not going to just give it to you just like, oh, here it is, boom, bam, boom, like all the other books with a bunch of lists. Especially for me, if you could call yourself like a green witch, if you call yourself a root worker, you want this book. This is a bona fide spiritual system or herbal system, spiritual herbal system, as well as anything else. So if you're, and I know for myself included, I definitely was doing more of the Ayurvedic method when it came to like hair care at one point, and that opened it up for me to understand the entire system. And then with Chinese medicine. I don't know a lot about that, but I was very open to it. There's actually a place there not too long ago. I was like, oh, I should go there. I want to learn. And I'm like, this book comes out, and it's like, wait, 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 wait. There's something that is good for me too. There's something else that's on the horizon, that's there, that's been there all along, that I just need to understand better. And this book is my way of understanding. I've been wanting to take herbal courses and things like that. I'm going to finish with this book. I'm actually going to create a notebook to kind of go with my notes and kind of splicing this out more and deriving what I need from this. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to be done with it. I want to continue to work with this book that way. Writing things down helps me to understand. So creating like a herbal notebook, but like this is my course. This is my course. This book is going to be my first course, and relaying it to my life that way. And then I can see about, taking some more general, broad type herbal course. I know I want to do something this coming fall. I know I want to. So, like, this is all perfect timing. Nothing is by coincidence. Once I saw that this book was coming, I couldn't wait to read this book. I couldn't wait to get this book. I love it. So, to recap, I have Ink Goddess Creation September box, which literally is a box with goodies. Love that for me. Um, all positive things about that. I have nothing negative to say about that box. I love everything. I don't understand the pencil thing, but that's just me. It's not a bad book. I just think I'm not the target audience. Yeah. By the way, this one, like the NAA, I picked this up. I was in Barnes and Noble, I'm not paying attention to like all the other things, but when I went to go share the link, which the link is in the description, um, I realized this is one of those books where it's like NAACP or Image or Award, I don't know, all these accolades. So that's all. The writing style is A1. Let me just be very clear. Like the story, the pacing, it's all there. I just hate the character. I finished the book though, but she irritated the bejeebus out of me. But that's probably because I can no longer relate to this type of person. If you come to me, if you book me for anything and we're talking, and I see you in this loop, I'm going to reach in and try to grab you out. I don't want you to stay in a loop. And if you refuse to come out, then I'm going to let you know you're refusing to come out of this loop you've created for yourself, and you're stuck and you need to figure out a way out. You don't want to take it from me, that's fine, but at least acknowledge you're in a loop. But and of course the Motherland Herbal, the story of African holistic health. So this is definitely woo woo. It's not just about herbs or anything like that. It is definitely woo woo, and it's not. She's not giving just a broad list, and you just go to see which one. It's a story in between, which I think we need. I think we need a story. I think we need that detail. I think we need, um, yeah, that information. And Insky, once you're looking at this, you can say, okay, now that I know what that herb is, now you can, it's like, wait, I want to use that for healing. I want to work with that. Then you can go figure out, okay, is this something I can order? Do I go in a store and buy this? Where can I get this? And when is it in season? That sort of stuff. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. And I love my ring. I realize I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. I love it. This is from the box. I love when I get jewelry, pins, and things like that. Love it so much. Um, I can't wait to talk about next week's book. I'm not finished, but it's over on the side. But anyway, I can't wait to talk about it. That one's definitively, magic based. So I can't wait to get into that and talk about that with you guys and all the cool stuff that I have coming up for later in the month. I'm working on that. And I hope you guys are enjoying my Mabon series for like the grimoire. So I am creating like, can you sneak peek the title? Yeah, why not, right? It's right here. That's it. So I will be, if you want to read it too and compare, we can. That's another thing. Would it make sense if I told you guys at the beginning of the month the books that I was going to be reading and reviewing, and it was just, then when you come, you maybe decided to read that book at the same time, So at minimum, it'll be like 3 books. I'm definitely fine with the woo, so it'll be an interesting read for me when I get to it. Cool. Would that make sense? See, I feel like I don't want to say it. Most times the books I pick out, I enjoy them. And if you pay attention, I will almost always say, oh, you should get this book. This is a good one. But we've had some books here that weren't very good. And I would just feel bad if you bought that book and you hated it because I was gonna review it. Or do you like waiting for the review and then decide if you want to get the book? Buddy reading, okay. One of the same books you review. Okay, cool. All right, so maybe for October, I can go ahead and do that. So what I typically, my thought process is I'm going for at least 3 books, and then for 4 weeks in a month, each Friday I do this, which you review, and then I usually throw in there's something else that's not a book, a haul or something like that, right? A witchy haul or something like that, or something, whatever I'm talking about, an item versus a book or a movie or something like that. But anyway, but usually about 3 books. One day the people I know will stop calling me anyway when I'm on this live. But anyway, yeah, that's something I can do. I can post it like in a community tab or something like that, or maybe I'll just talk about it in a video or something. That I had a book club working for the members, and it didn't work out because I think it was a scheduling thing. People just couldn't commit to the time frame, so it never really came together. Um, but yeah, this is as close as I think I'm going to be able to get to that. Is I'll just have like a community reading list. Like, okay, this is what we're going to be looking at, and like, but don't talk about it until I get to the book. Like, don't come under something else and be like, yeah, I read that book. You're gonna love it. Don't tell me that because I haven't read it yet. Don't do that. Like, just don't give me spoilers. That's also don't. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to be spoiled. Also, don't tell me how really good it is because if I hate it, now I'm gonna feel bad. I won't hate it, but if I don't, find the value out of it. But at least I always tell you why. I don't just say, oh, this is a bad book, don't get it. Like, I'll tell you, okay, the way they wrote this out, or the language, the pacing, It doesn't seem like they had enough background information or historical factual information to back it up. A secret book club. Yes, that's basically what I'm describing. We would have a secret book club where no one talks about it until the day of. And yeah. So I can do that for October. Well, I've already leaked the book for Friday, next Friday. So we can get into that. If you want to take a look at that one. But I'll be happy to talk about that. So you know what I can do? I can treat it like a book haul, and then we'll just talk about the books. So at the beginning of the month or the end, and I'm not gonna figure out the beginning of the month, or I'll work it out. The point is, I'll be able to just show you all the books, the three books, at minimum two, but usually three books, and that way you can decide if you want them. Right? And if you want to read them too, and we can have a conversation here on the review, where it's not just my review, you're giving your review too. Then other people who didn't get the book, they were like, all right, let me go get it, or let me avoid that one. So that's fair. All right, so that's that. But like the Maybon thing, back to that. I hope you guys are enjoying it, where I create my grimoire updates, and it's all Maybon focused, and I'm doing that up until that day. So it's like I think one more after that. Uh, I'm I love doing that sort of stuff, the seasonal stuff, and obviously I'm going to be doing something for Samhain. I have been hosting a virtual Samhain Halloween party on my Discord, and I'm going to do it again this year. Um, the turnout is up in the air, but I'm going to do it because I truly believe if you build it, they will come. So I'm going to do that. I encourage you to come in costume. There's going to be a signature cocktail. Um, yeah, spooky party for witches. But that's held on Discord. And then I'm thinking, I keep it on Discord. Should I just make that a live and it's also being shown on Discord, but it's a live for everybody? I don't know. Maybe that makes more sense. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to think on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So I do this Discord only thing. It's live there. But that means I won't see you guys if I go on YouTube. Well, I guess I could be doing both. So, okay, here's how it works. In Discord, if you're there, we'll all see each other. But if I'm live on YouTube, they'll the general public will only see me. So they won't see you because I would have two devices essentially. So I would have one device here, and that's my Discord. I'd have another device right next to it, and that's YouTube. So I'm kind of having two lives at the same time. I don't know. Does that make sense? So if you want to be on Discord, and it's more like a Zoom like situation, so we're talking and both on video and camera together. I like that. And then if you don't want to do that, I mean, you can still be there, but you can also be on YouTube where you're just having me talk. So I'll be in two conversations. I'm so much more active on YouTube. Okay, I'd be more likely to show up there. Okay, maybe I need to just do it like that. All right, I'm gonna think about that. I wanted to see other people. That's why I did it that way, because I wanted to see people too. I didn't want it to just be about me. But at the same time, I do want to make it fun. Okay, that's cool. I'm the hostess with the mostest. So we'll already have like our signature cocktails ready to go. So you can be in your costume if you want while you're watching and have everything set up. And we can all just kind of have a fun little spooky witchy time together and have fun, talk about fun stuff. And maybe I might pull out some cards. It'll be fun. That makes sense how you do it. But I don't like to be you said I don't want to be seeing you. Just like this my daughter says. She was like, I don't want to be perceived. That's her thing. So I get it. I'm within the house with someone who's like, I don't want to be perceived. I didn't come out here to be perceived. And I'm like, no one's perceiving you. She's like, they're perceiving me. The person in fact was a child who kept staring at her. But anyway, I totally get that. So okay, maybe this year, because the turnout is always so iffy. And obviously that's probably why, and that's fair. I'm the one that chose to be on camera and talk to you people. Y'all didn't do that to me. So maybe I will change the dynamics and make the spooky witchy party on live here on YouTube. That probably makes more sense. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm well. That's cool. All right. So I'm planning some stuff for October anyway already. I too do not wish to be perceived. Yeah. So going forward, instead of saying, "Oh, I don't want people to know," I'm like, "Oh, I didn't come here to be perceived." So if somebody's staring at you or something like that, don't perceive me. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here today, and I hope that you guys pick up the Motherland Herbal. I think it's an excellent book, and I think it's up there with all the other systems, herbal healing systems. I agree. I hadn't thought about it until I read that, and I was like, "Dang, she's right." And that's something I've been doing too. It's not like I'm saying, because I've been affected by the American culture. I'm American. I've been in the school systems, and I've been, through college and so forth. And I like Chinese medicine. They know the secrets, or the Indian herbs. That's the secret. And it's like, wait, there's a whole place, a continent of all this rich culture and fertile grounds within it. You mean they don't have a herbal system, healing herbal system, something documented, something that we could put together, plus the immersion of Native American and so forth here in the Americas, with the people who were enslaved and brought here and kept in, unpaid servitude. Clearly, that also then with the European influence as well. So now we have a different type of combination as well, like a merge of somewhat of cultures. And you got to think about it, these people kept themselves alive. There is healing all over the world. Exactly. When I like just think on a practical level, the conditions that a lot of that they were in were not great health wise. They survive flus, the winter, without having nearly enough nourishment and things like that. And then as the years go on, like one of the things I think about, okay, we're going to come out of slavery. So just fast forward through the years, the Great Depression. I used to ask my mom about this. I was like, "Mom, was grandma in the Great Depression?" I remember being younger because they were talking about it. And I was like, wait, where was the black people? Because again, I was brought up in the American education system. It was never talked about. It was always talked, and even now, if you go on YouTube and you'll see like the Great Depression pantry stock, because they're kind of taking from that, but it's usually white women. It's usually white women. The herbal knowledge and healing methods and the recipes and all that sort of stuff. What do you think we were doing? Because if we were still surviving, we were still birthing babies and keeping them babies alive, and people still got sick and people still had to be healed and things like that. It was still happening, and with less resources. Then we get into the Jim Crow South, and you got to go to a freaking um, veterinarian and to get your teeth pulled, to get medical help because the other people don't want to see, like, crazy, crazy. But we managed, and yeah, we managed. We didn't just manage. A lot of us continue to thrive. Um, each generation, I'm witness to that. I'm thriving. I don't have to live like that. I go to a boutique healthcare system that specializes in women's health. I drive all the way to Scottsdale, and the only other black faces I've seen are the people drawing my blood. I'll be honest with you. Um, and I'm very direct, and but I pay a little extra every month to get this, to get care, so that I feel heard, and I feel, yeah, like they're not gonna just like ignore me, or think I have an attitude because I'm afraid or something like that, or because I have anxiety about the doctor's appointment. And my interactions have been just beautiful there, but I have to go to a specialty place to get that, as opposed to a regular doctor's office. um, and I'm thriving because of it. It's crazy, isn't it? All this because I have melanin in my skin, and my hair is a little kinkier. Jiminy crickets, I tell you. Anyway, we'll end it here. We're gonna all do better. We're gonna learn more. We're gonna learn from, if our own cultures, other cultures. We're gonna learn. We're gonna write things down. We're going to share within reason. We're going to be better people because there's power in that knowledge, right? That's the takeaway from this life. We're going to be better. We're all going to be just a little bit better. It's sad to me that in such a diverse country, we don't learn about more cultural modalities. Oh gosh, I know. I am a white girl, but I love learning about everywhere. It, it's crazy to me too, because it's like I realized I was so primed and ready to learn about Chinese medicine, but it was almost like even with me, I had to analyze my feelings on. So why am I not looking into these others, places? Why am I so quick to believe it's just this? I mean, I have my answers now, but like I had to ask myself those questions. And it's like, okay. And I'm one of those people, I don't like feeling um the wool has been pulled over my eyes, or I'm not seeing things as clearly as they should be because of propaganda, because of biases that are pushed into the American educational system. Like once I understand what it is, I never go back. Like my eyes are open. I'm woke the whole time, and that's what woke started with. Like being aware, knowing what the frick is going down, like what's happening, and it's been co-opted to mean you're giving somebody something for free. Like, no, it means you're awake, you're aware, you know what's going on. The opposite is being asleep. Do you want to stay asleep? But then I think about, they say ignorance is bliss, but it's not, because those who are anti-woke do not seem restful. They seem very upset. They're not thriving in ignorance. There is so much value to be learned from every culture on this planet. Exactly. It truly is. I mean, I've studied Norse mythology, Celtic, and I'm inundated with that. As you know, you're in the pagan path, you're going to get so much Celtic lore, things like that, and I accept it, and I enjoy reading about it and hearing about it, and it makes me hungry for more. It doesn't. I don't stay blocked and saying this is the only way. That's it. I don't do that. I'm like, oh, well, what's happening over here then? And what about over here? I want to learn more. Why don't we want to learn? It doesn't take away. I think because people realize that their way of life, there might be some cracks. There might be some things that could be done better, or maybe, just differently. And because of the religious system that a lot of people choose to identify with, um, it's taught there's only one way, and that's the true way, and anything else is, Satan. So that's why. It has a lot to do with it, unfortunately. We are not going to be able to get away from the concept of religion and all that sort of stuff in its whole, because it's why people don't do certain things. I mean, come on. When I realized that, I think it is one of the Mormon sects, um, they can't listen to music with drums. Satan's lurking in the beats. Because you might need to, you might move, you ain't supposed to be moving like that, so that's bad. I'm gonna just leave that there. All right, let me go. Enjoy your weekend. Like, subscribe, share, hit the join button to join Leap Taking membership. It supports the channel. There's perks, member only videos. I'm actually going to be putting up another video this week, so jump on in. You'll have access to the previous ones as well. But what I like to do is actually do real magic. I like to take a book, any book, fiction, witchy books, nonfiction, a movie, anything where there's a spell or some sort of ritual, and I will enact it in real life and give updates if it worked. So that's one of the things. Plus, they actually get readings for the month as well. Yeah, so, and huge discounts over at leaptaken.com. Also, check out my website, leaptaken.com as well. All right, thank you all. Have a great weekend. Bye.